Oh, don't you let those big eyes fool you. She may be a donkey, but she's as stubborn as a mule.
Abdi, look! What is Sage doing?
Everyone will know Kim Bailey.
Now, I have to admit, I like the sound of that.
I'm Miss Jean. Join me on a trip to Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. Join me for today's expedition in Discovery Mountain. There have been a lot of surprises in Discovery Mountain lately, haven't there? And not all of them have been good. Jake was surprised when his friend Barbara needed him to take care of her, what he thought was a dog. He was even more surprised when Barbara's Janet turned out instead to be a micro-miniature donkey. And the kids were surprised when Jake brought little Jenny to school. But Miss Michelle's surprise when her cafe got a bad review wasn't a good one. I wonder what surprises are in store today. Let's listen and exercise our faith together in today's episode called Rattling Reviews.
Morning, Michelle.
Morning, Natasha.
Looks like my timing is perfect. I was afraid I'd have to wait in a long line and be late getting back to school.
No fear of long lines today.
Are you saying business has been slow all morning?
Oh yeah, I keep hoping we'll get a flood of people, but so far it's been more like a trickle.
Last time I was here, it was standing room only. What happened?
Maybe it's just an off day, but
But what?
Hattie thinks it's because of Disappointed Diner.
Well, who's that?
I wish I knew. It's just what they called themselves when they left a review on our webpage.
I take it the review wasn't favorable?
It certainly wasn't.
Well, it doesn't make sense. Everyone loves Miss Michelle's.
Disappointed Diner sure doesn't.
I can't believe that one bad review is keeping everyone away.
It isn't.
Well, see, Hattie agrees with me.
Not quite.
But you just said...
It isn't just one bad review. There are at least a dozen now. Here, take a look.
A dozen? It took 20 minutes to get a table and another half hour before the food arrived. The butternut soup was so salty and the cornbread so stale, I wouldn't go back even if they had instant service.
Here's another one. This place used to be great. Maybe they switched owners and are cutting corners, but for whatever reason, it's really gone downhill.
What? And those are two of the milder ones. You don't even want to know what Frustrated Foodie said.
But those reviews aren't even true.
We haven't changed our recipes, and our staff is the best, so why are we getting reviews like this all of a sudden?
This reminds me of how some of my students have been bullied on social media. These reviews feel mean-spirited.
Bullying? Or just cranky city folks.
I can't believe we're being attacked like this right when I was so sure God was telling me to dream bigger.
Don't lose faith, Michelle. If God wants you to expand, He'll make it happen in spite of a few bad reviews.
Thanks, Natasha. Here, take a bag of blueberry lemon muffins back to your students. My treat.
Really?
We're obviously going to have a lot left over.
Michelle's right. I already took a bag to Sam at the library.
Can you eat in a library?
You know Sam, she sort of makes her own rules.
Well, it's nice to have at least one satisfied customer.
Thanks for thinking of the students, Michelle. I'll be a star teacher for the day bringing in treats.
Well, if they don't like them, just keep them away from their computers. I don't need any more bad reviews.
Bailey, are you sure this bad review business is gonna do the trick?
Relax, Mo. Just give it time.
I don't have time. I want the deal on that corner lot signed and sealed before the owner gets any ideas about asking for more money.
Why would he do that? I thought you said he was offering a bargain price because he was anxious to unload it.
He is, but with Miss Michelle sniffing around, you might realize he's sitting on a gold mine. I can't afford to get into a bidding war.
Look, I know it's only been a couple of days, but Miss Michelle's cafe should be starting to feel that pinch.
How can you be sure? One unhappy customer isn't enough to put someone out of business.
It isn't just one. In the last 48 hours, Miss Michelle's has gotten dozens of bad reviews. And And today, she'll be getting even more.
Dozens? How'd you get so many people to slam Miss Michelle's?
I have my ways.
Hey, you didn't promise I'd pay him, did you? I want to put Miss Michelle out of business, but I don't want to go bankrupt doing it.
Don't worry, you're not paying anyone but me.
Good to hear, because you're costing me enough as it is.
Hey, you're the one who said you wanted the best, and the best does not come cheap.
Yeah, well, I just like to know I'm getting my money's worth.
Have a little faith, Mo. Kim Bailey isn't done with Miss Michelle yet.
Hey Harold, how do you do with that math homework? It took me forever to figure out that last word problem.
Huh? What problem?
The one about how many blue marbles Jasmine had.
Oh yeah, that one.
I finally realized that all I had to do was convert the percentage into decimal. It was so simple.
Really? It was?
Yeah, I guess my brain was just tired by that point.
I didn't sleep too well last night.
You don't look like you slept at all.
I just had a bad night, okay?
Wow, now you're tired and grumpy.
Mrs. Olson, will Chaplain Jake be here again today?
Yes, he will, Janet.
Oh, good. I hope he brings Jenny again.
Huh, that's all we need. 2 Janets in the room. One's bad enough.
Hey, take that back.
Why? I can't help it if your name means donkey.
It does not. It means paradise.
Paradise? Funny, that's not what I picture when I think of you.
Harold.
Janet, Harold, is there a problem?
Yes?
No, Jen and I were just disagreeing about the definition of a word.
Well, let's keep the disagreements out of our classroom. Focus on your math books instead.
Just ignore him, Janet.
Good advice.
Harold, what's wrong with you anyway?
I told you, I'm just tired.
Please tell me that you didn't stay up all night playing Architect.
No, I was working on Architect. To win that contest, I have to work harder than ever.
And your folks are okay with it? They know what you're doing?
Sure, they know about the contest. Well, Dad does anyway.
But does he know you're playing Architect when you're supposed to be sleeping?
Anything worth doing requires a little sacrifice. It's what I have to do if I want the prize money. And I really want that prize money.
Harold, you're not thinking straight.
Oh, whatever. I'm too tired to be mad.
Mrs. Olson, I'm having trouble with problem number 8.
Yeah, me too.
Does anyone else need help with number 8? What about you, Harold? What did you get? Harold? Is he?
Yes, Mrs. Olson, he's asleep.
Oh dear. I hope he's not getting sick.
He has a bad case of architectitis.
Artie, what? Is it contagious?
No, not as long as you have more sense than Harold.
Harold's asleep in class. That can't be good. We'll find out what happens right after this break.
Hey, I'm Ruben Gomez, executive producer and the voice of Jacob P. Donovan. Do you want to hear all new episodes of Jake's Take, an oddcast you can trust? Sign up to become a Mountaineer and then listen to this exclusive club program and other new content every week. Mountaineers, we'll see you in the clubhouse at discoverymountainclub.com. We'll be waiting for you!
Mrs. Olson, I thought you said Chaplain Jake would be here today.
He's supposed to be here, Lana. I'm not sure what's keeping him, but if he's not here in 2 minutes, we'll just move ahead with our history lesson.
He's here.
Oh, yeah, I'm here finally.
Jake, why are you so late?
Maybe you should ask Jenny.
You're going to blame that adorable little creature?
Oh, don't you let those big eyes fool you. She may be a donkey, but she's as stubborn as a mule. Oh, you hush, Jenny. You know it's true.
What happened?
Well, it started when she stole my pillow.
Stole your pillow?
Yeah. Barbara warned me she's a pillow thief, but I had no idea. She was carrying it around the house and wouldn't give it back.
Hey, maybe Jenny wasn't stealing it. Maybe she just borrowed it.
So you're late because Jenny took your pillow?
Well, that's only part of it. See, when I finally got it back, it was kind of slimy. Ew. So I had to put it in the washing machine.
Slimy? Ew.
Then, she wouldn't even get into the car to come to school. Have you ever tried to get a donkey into the car?
Not recently, no.
Did you try giving her a treat? It always works with Ruby.
Oh yeah, I tried. But bribery? Doesn't work for Jenny. But then I remembered how curious she is.
So what do you do?
I pretended I was holding something really interesting. Something she couldn't see.
And that worked?
Yes, indeedy. She just had to know what it was. And then she followed me right into the car.
Chaplain Jake, what about the other donkey? The one in the story?
Yes. Jake, you'd better get on with the story while we still have time.
Oh, right. Let's see. Where did we leave off?
King Balak's officials came back with more gifts.
And Balaam told them he'd see if God would change his mind and let him go to Moab.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's see here. Here it is. That night, God visited Balaam and said to him, "If the men come to call you, rise and go with them. But only the word which I speak to you shall you do."
Here you are, little sage. Some extra grain for your journey.
Nanaya, you spoiled that beast. You brushed her till she shines. Fed her enough for 2 donkeys.
Because I'm going to miss her.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
You will not miss her, because you're coming too. We both are. Master Balaam says he needs us.
What? Abdi, does he forget we're not as young as we were when we first joined his household?
Oh, yes, I forgot what an old woman I am married to.
I am not that old. But I will be by the time we have walked to Moab and back. Why is Master Balaam doing this anyway? Is he so eager for riches and fame that he will disobey Jehovah?
He seems to think Jehovah has given him permission to go this time.
Why would he think that? He knows it was his duty to refuse King Balak's request, no matter how much money he was offered.
Yes, he knows. He does know. But it has been a long time since he desired to honor God more than he desired honor for himself.
I don't understand why this God still talks to Balaam.
He admitted he is only allowed to say what the Lord tells him to. Nevertheless, he is still determined to get that reward.
But King Balak's men left before the sun was even up. They assumed Balaam would refuse them again.
Which is why he is in such a hurry. He wants to catch up to them. Now, you'd better go and ready your things before the master becomes even more irritable.
Yes. Sage, I'm coming with you.
See, Nanaya? No more hills to climb. Oh, the way before us is flattened into fertile fields.
A blessing indeed. And a blessing that in spite of Master Balaam's haste, he has not pushed Sage beyond her limits. But what of my limits? I am not so young and sturdy as Sage.
Nor as long-suffering. She's complained of nothing this whole trip.
If she could speak, I am sure she would have much to say.
Then we're fortunate she's not much of a talker.
Abdi, look! What is Sage doing?
She has veered off the path and into the field. Was she spooked by a snake?
Donkey, what are you doing? We need to get up.
Master Balaam is punishing her to force her back on the path. Abdi, do something!
Come, we must catch up to them. Maybe you can help calm her.
The little donkey did not follow Balaam's directions, even when he punished her. She wandered where she intended, stubbornly. No one could stop her.
Abdi, I don't understand. Sage has never behaved like this before.
I am as confused as you are, Nanaya. First, she swerved into that field.
Then later, as we walked through that vineyard, She nearly crushed Master Balaam's foot.
Yes, strange. She had him pressed against that wall.
She's always been so sweet and obedient. She's never given Master Balaam a moment's trouble. Until now.
I fear what Master Balaam will do if she acts up a third time. He's so desperate to get to Moab that he has no patience for even a moment's delay. I've never seen him in such a rage.
If only she could tell me what's upsetting her.
Ah, yes, if she could talk, then all would be clear. In the meantime, we're doing the best we can for Sage by staying close to her to keep her calm.
And praying there will be no more incidents.
Are you listening along to the Bible story too? I wonder what's bothering Sage. Did a snake frighten her? Is she reacting to Balaam's bad mood? Or is it something else? We'll find out after this short break.
Hey, it's Sean Boonstra, Speaker Director of The Voice of Prophecy, the ministry that brings you this program. Has Discovery Mountain been an encouragement to the children in your life? Weekly Discovery Mountain episodes are made possible through the generosity of our supporters. Would you like to join us as a supporter? Find out how you can receive a Discovery Mountain t-shirt as a thank you gift. Call us at 1-877-566-7365 today. That's 877-566-7365.
The students are listening to Chaplain Jake share the story of Balaam. Come on, let's keep listening.
Oh, the way has been uneventful for the last hour. Sage and Balaam both seem to have relaxed. You can breathe easy now, Nanaya.
Breathe easy? At this pace, I'm lucky to be able to breathe at all.
The path narrows up ahead. Perhaps beyond those rock walls it will widen. Maybe Balaam will let us rest.
You stubborn beast!
Oh, no.
Why have you stopped again? I'll teach you a lesson.
Sage just laid down under Balaam. Is she hurt?
Is she crazy?
You infuriating animal!
What have I done to you that you have beaten me 3 times now?
What did you say?
I said nothing.
Then who?
You've made a fool of me, donkey. If I had a sword in my hand, I'd kill you right now.
Am I not your donkey? The one you have always ridden? Have I ever behaved like this before?
No. No, you haven't.
Abdi? Did Sage just talk?
Yes, she did. And Master Balaam just answered her.
Who are you?
Who's he talking to now?
He's bowing down, his face to the ground. But I see no one.
You've been trying to stop me? That's why Sage turned off the path 3 times? Because she could see you?
Sage could see who? There's no one there.
Master Balaam must be seeing a mirage.
What? And Sage saw the same mirage?
A vision, then. Or an angel.
The donkey saved my life? You would have killed me? Oh, I have sinned. Please put your sword away. I did not know you were standing in the way against me.
Sword? The angel has a sword.
Now, therefore, if I've displeased God, I will turn around and go home.
If he has displeased God? God told him not to go in the first place.
What? Yes, of course. I will speak only the words which you tell me to speak. I promise.
So, we're still going to Moab?
It seems so. But why? Clearly, Master Balaam will not curse the Israelites now. Even he could not be so foolish as to disobey an angel with a sword.
I wouldn't be so sure. Sage spoke. Anything seems possible now.
You've got to be kidding, Chaplain Jake. A talking donkey? That sounds like it's right out of a fairy tale. I thought you said the stories in the Bible are real.
Janet's right. Animals don't talk.
Are you sure? Balaam's donkey wasn't even the first animal in the Bible who talked. Remember the snake in the Garden of Eden?
That's right, Logan. God made all the animals, so if he wants one to talk, you best believe it's going to talk.
But why did he make the donkey talk?
Because Balaam wasn't listening to anyone else.
Excellent point. If you're not listening, just like Lana isn't, God doesn't give up. He finds a way to get your attention.
Maybe, but seriously, who ever heard of an animal actually talking?
My bird Ricky talks. Way too much if you ask me.
But Ricky isn't really talking. He's just parroting what you say.
Shows how much you know. Ricky's a parakeet, not a parrot.
Janet knows that, Harold. The word parroting means to repeat what you've heard.
Yeah, Harold. Maybe you need a dictionary.
Maybe you need
to get more sleep, Harold, before you say something you'll regret.
Class, do you agree with Janet that animals can't talk?
Well, they don't talk like people do, but they do communicate.
Stormy communicates. We can always tell what she wants. I guess he's taught us how to speak cat.
Seriously, Logan?
Yeah, I understand Stormy's cat language. I know if she's telling me she's hungry or if she's just saying, pet me.
The Bible says animals can teach us quite a lot.
It does?
Yes, it does. For instance, Proverbs 6:6. It says, "Go to the ant, O lazy one. Observe her way and be wise."
Right, and Job 12:7 says, "But ask the animals, and they will teach you. The birds of the air, and they will tell you."
Tell us what?
Excellent question, Janet. And I'd like you all to figure out the answer. This week, I want each of you to write something about what you've learned from an animal.
Like from our pets?
Any animal. I believe all God's creatures have something to teach us.
Ooh, I picked Jenny.
Hey, I was gonna pick her.
You can both pick Jenny. I'm sure she has more than one thing to teach us.
Yep, she's already taught me to put my pillow where I can't reach it.
Hey!
What's wrong, Lana?
Huh, I guess I learned something from Jenny already. Put my lunch where she can't reach it.
An entertaining day at school. Well, I wonder what's happening over at Moe's Diner. Let's find out.
Hey, Bailey. You were right about those bad reviews. I've been keeping track. Miss Michelle's getting more every hour.
I told you to have a little faith.
You're sure I don't repay any of those people for trashing the cafe?
Positive.
How'd you talk them into it? You have that many people who owe you favors?
I told you, I have my ways.
Well, I hope you have more schemes in mind. Bad reviews are great, but they're not going to do the trick all by themselves.
Don't worry. I've got plenty of ideas. Like the ad we recorded yesterday, written by and starring yours truly, the city's best reporter.
And the soon-to-be famous columnist for Food and Travel magazine.
Famous? That might be an exaggeration.
No way! These ads are going to help Moe's Diner become a nationally recognized restaurant chain. And when it does, the face of Moe's will be famous too. Everyone will know Kim Bailey.
Now, I have to admit, I like the sound of that.
Your ad was brilliant. How did you ever come up with the idea for our new signature dessert, Moe's Hunky Chunky Choco Berry Brownie?
From Miss Michelle.
Miss Michelle? Have you been fraternizing with the enemy? I'm trying to put her out of business, and you're sharing recipes with her?
Don't be ridiculous. If I knew her that well, I'd have gotten her brownie recipe ages ago.
But you just said the new dessert was Miss Michelle's idea.
It was. She just doesn't realize it. And, with any luck, she'll never catch on.
Catch on to what?
You know how I told you Miss Michelle's website features pictures of their daily specials?
Yeah?
Well, they oh so helpfully posted a list of all next week's specials too. Frankly, they all looked delicious.
Hey, whose side are you on anyway?
The side that's paying me.
Good answer.
Anyway, I noticed one item in particular. A chocolate chip brownie topped with a dollop of vanilla Greek yogurt and fresh strawberries.
Who'd want to ruin a perfectly good brownie with yogurt and strawberries?
You'd be surprised. But everyone will forget all about Miss Michelle's once they see our version. A fudge-dipped chocolate chunk brownie topped with a huge scoop of strawberry ice cream and a mountain of whipped cream. Yummy. And on top of it, it's sprinkled with more chocolate chunks and drizzled with hot fudge.
You took Michelle's reasonably healthy dessert and turned it into something that screams ultimate comfort food. I say we go down to the kitchen right now and do another taste test.
Oh, I shouldn't, but it sounds so tempting. Ugh, I can't resist.
That's the point. Moe's Hunky Chunky Choco Berry Brownies are so tempting. They're gonna be a hit for sure. And my customers are gonna forget all about Miss Michelle.
That is the plan. Let's go taste test.
Director Doug, this is getting serious. Mr. Morris isn't satisfied keeping Michelle from buying the corner lot where he wants to build his new diner. He wants to put her out of business.
Yeah, I know, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to accomplish it, including hiring the city's best reporter to assist him.
Well, it looks like Mo is feeling threatened because he knows how popular Miss Michelle's cafe is becoming. And he's probably worried he might lose customers if a Miss Michelle's is built in the city. But why did Kim Bailey agree to help him?
Well, that's easy. The same reason Balaam agreed to help King Balak. Greed.
Mo did offer to pay her more than she was earning at her Tribune job.
But that's not the only motivation. He also offered to put her in his commercials and to get her own column in a well-known food magazine.
That's true. So Bailey is greedy for money and for fame. You know, that reminds me of how someone else is acting right now, too.
Harold?
Yeah, Harold.
Do you think Harold would take Logan's advice and really think about his obsession with Architect before he loses any more sleep? Or, worse yet, loses some friends?
I hope so. You know, God might choose to use something creative to get Harold's attention, just like he did to get Balaam's attention when Balaam was headed down the wrong path.
Hey, do you think God might use Jenny, the miniature donkey, to get Harold's attention?
I don't know, but I do know that God's creatures have a lot to teach us. Director Doug, do you remember the Bible verse that Jake mentioned?
Yes, let's see, it was Job 12:7. It says, let me find it here. Oh, here it is. But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you.
Ooh, that's the one. You listening at home, you might not be a student in Mrs. Olson's class, but why not try the assignment that she shared? Watch for all the ways that God's creatures can teach us about how to follow God.
It's a great faith exercise. We'll hear what the students learned here next time. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. To listen to other episodes and to send us a message, visit us online at discoverymountain.com. Discovery Mountain is a production of The Voice of Prophecy. Join us again next time here in Discovery Mountain, where every day is an exercise in faith. Rattling Reviews was written by Janice Nelson, directed by Douglas Bruce, produced by Steve Phillips, and post-produced in Ontario, Canada by Douglas Bruce and Danny Columbi. Recorded in Loveland, Colorado at the Voice of Prophecy Studios in Bowmanville, Ontario, and remotely from around the world.